Am I live? Hello?
You got a green light on.
Test? Oh, here we go. All right. Let's bring this meeting to order.
Thank you, Commissioner Dumanel. Welcome to the Queen Anne's County Commissioners meeting. This is a public meeting that is being aired live on our local cable television station, QACTV 7. These media broadcasts provide county citizens an opportunity to watch and review our scheduled public sessions. In addition to our live audience this evening, we are providing remote options for citizens to watch and participate in county commissioners meetings. Citizens may watch our meetings live on our QAC website at www.qac.org/live or on our television channel, Atlantic Broadband Channel 7 and High Definition Channel 507. Citizens may also participate by joining the live Zoom meeting by going to www.qac.org/public comment. It's on our website. Citizens may also email comments to publiccomment@qac.org. All comments received will be read during the press and public comment period on our agenda this evening. We acknowledge your participation, and by attending, you acknowledge that this session is both recorded and aired. Press and public comment will be taken and is limited to 3 minutes per person. If you care to speak, please sign the information table in the lobby. Comments longer than 3 minutes can be submitted in writing for the Commissioner's review. We will now stand and be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Commission Vice President Phil Dumanel. All right, Commissioners, thank you. We can now move to the approval of this evening's agenda. So our agenda for today's meeting, June the 8th, and the regular session and closed session minutes from your May 25th meeting, along with the Roads Board and the Sanitary Commission minutes from your May 11th meeting, have been circulated for review. Do we have any additions and/or corrections?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. And I just wanted to mention, too, that our Commissioner President, Christopher Corcorino, is in working today. He's in a trial, so he is not here this evening to join us for this evening's meeting. All right, next we have press and public comment. So thank you for taking the time to express your views to the County Commissioners during this public comment period. Comments are limited to 3 minutes in length. Comments longer than 3 minutes should be submitted in writing. When you come forward, please speak clearly at the standing microphone, state your name, address, and topic of interest. Keeping with the dignity of our office, we ask that all views be expressed in a respectful and civil manner. The Commission respects your desire and right to convey your message freely, and we ask as a courtesy to the Board and our citizens that you respect the Commissioner's request and refrain from naming any citizens and/or name-calling when offering any critique. So, has anybody signed up to speak? Would anybody like to speak?
We'll close press and public comment.
Okay, all right. All right, Commissioners, we can move into our action items. So if you want to turn to tab number 3 on page 1, tab 3, item 1, page 1, we have a proclamation for character counts, fairness.
I'll read it.
Okay.
Proclamation character counts pillar of the month is fairness. Whereas Queen Anne's County was declared a characters counts community, and whereas we have all been called upon to embrace the 6 pillars of character and to incorporate these pillars in our daily lives. And whereas the character counts pillar of the month of June is fairness. And whereas the definition of fairness is impartial or just treatment or behavior without favoritism or discrimination. And whereas the Queen Anne's County Library strives to provide diversity and inclusion in all aspects of our library systems, including collection development, programming, and accessibility of services. And whereas the citizens of Queen Anne's County are encouraged to use the Queen Anne's County Library, regardless of race, gender, religion, nationality, ability to pay, or age. And whereas all citizens can expect to be treated with respect and kindness and without prejudice at all times while in Queen Anne's County's library buildings. And whereas Queen Anne's County Library should be a place open and welcome to all and enter a find knowledge and connection. Now therefore we, the County Commissioners of Queen Anne's County, do hereby designate the Character Counts Pillar of the month of June to be fairness.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Dumino. Our next action item is action item 2 on page 2 and 3. And this is a request to use the pre-established government contract from Fairfax County IT hardware and software solutions to purchase some additional data storage to support the growth of the county's technological infrastructure. And this is a contract to buy additional storage memory from Pure Storage, that vendor was chosen as our IT vendor through a competitive bid process back in 2017. And this will increase our data storage capacity by 20 terabytes. And this is for our new Munis billing system, utility billing system, and financial system that's being migrated over from the SunGuard system. So the total contract cost is $112,922.73. So could I get a motion on that, please?
I move that we approve the recommendation of county IT staff to purchase additional data storage from CDW-G on the Fairfax County IT hardware and software contract for $112,922.73.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. Next, we have item number 3 on page 4 through page 10. And this is from our Director of Parks and Recreation, Steve Chanley. And we are recommending that we enter into a contract with Musco Lighting to replace all of the athletic field lights at Old Love Point Park in the amount of $515,753 using the Keystone Purchasing Network agreement. This project will replace the lights on Ball Field 4, the soccer field, the sand volleyball court, and the parking lot. So we have a POS grant for that of $161,000 and change, and the remaining to complete the project from our athletic field work project. So could I get a motion on that, please?
I move to authorize the Department of Parks to enter a contract with Musco Lighting to replace the athletic field lights at Old Love Point Park in the amount of $515,753, utilizing the Keystone Purchasing Network agreement. Funding to come from the Department of Parks and Recreation's FY22 Athletic Field Work Project and POS grant funds.
Second it. Second. Any questions? I have just one. Steve's obviously not here this evening, but perhaps maybe you can answer it. Do we know when this is going to start?
Well, the contract is ready to go. I believe they want to start right away with the project, so I can get a schedule for you on that. I don't think it's mentioned in here. 6 to 8 weeks?
Okay.
Yeah. 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. All right, so we have a motion. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
All right. Thank you, Commissioners. And our last action item this evening is item number 4 on page 11. And this is our annual agreement with the Baltimore Metropolitan Council, the BMC, for the Unified Planning Work Program for contract year fiscal 22. And this is our essentially our budget with the BMC. They reimburse the county for 80% of the work done by staff. We work on joint planning projects and studies, and the work program includes our participation in regional transportation planning and modeling, demographic forecasting, bike and ped planning, GIS coordination, etc. And so this year's budget is $50,000, of which they pay 80%, and our match is with staff time participation on those projects. Could I get a motion on that, please?
I make a motion that we approve and sign the Unified Planning Work Program Agreement with the Baltimore Metropolitan Council for fiscal year 2022.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Comments?
And I will mention our representative on that, with that program, Steve Cahoon, our public facilities planner, is here this evening. If you had any specific questions for him, he is here this evening to address anything if you do have questions.
Okay.
Well, I guess just one. I mean, in the past, we've always kind of measured the return on investment on this by what we've gotten in grants and stuff like that. Have we been as successful this year in getting that same amount or more or less, or because of COVID, or?
It fluctuates year to year. In the past, we've been able to secure some specific projects for the county. This year, things are more a regional approach, and the projects are more looking at things like reviewing every jurisdiction that has an APFO. How do they conduct traffic studies? Are there best management practices that can be incorporated into the new ways to do traffic studies? There's a number of projects that they're looking at doing, but we're putting in $50,000 worth of staff time and receiving $40,000 back. So the percentages remain the same. The projects just fluctuate from year to
So
year.
it sounds like the stuff that they're doing is kind of wrapped around the comp plan stuff,
A lot of it is.
since everybody's in the midst of that.
Yeah, one of the big projects that they want to undertake this year is look at every county's development review process and how they incorporate transportation improvements into the development review process, how each jurisdiction goes about obtaining transportation improvements from developers as they come in with a project, things, everything from intersection improvements to bus stops to walking trails, sidewalk improvements, those types of things.
So that's certainly critical here.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Anybody else? All right, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. That concludes all of our new business for this evening. We can move into roundtable if you'd like to do that.
Patriarch here.
Being so far from home has robbed me from every thought, so I'm going to pass this to more eloquent speakers.
I'm with him.
I'll just say that I'm looking forward to tonight's presentations and hopefully answering any questions that folks may have.
I just hope everybody's enjoying the summer and the freedom that we have this year as compared to this time last year. So, but slow down, take it easy, and make sure you get where you're going safe. As some know, there was a horrible accident on the bridge today, and it's going to become more commonplace. So slow down, take your time, and get there safe.
All right, Commissioners, that's all we have. We do have to wait until the scheduled hearing time to begin the two public hearings this evening for the South Kent Island special benefit assessments for Phase 2, Tower Gardens, vacant properties, and then at 6:45, Phase 1, Kent Island Estates and Roman Coke improved properties. So we can take a recess.
I'll accept a motion for adjourning till those.
45 minutes.
Good.
Yeah. So moved.
Second? Sure. All right, we're adjourned. Okay, we'll bring this meeting back to order. For the public hearings for the Southern Kent Island Sanitary Project, for the vacant lot assessment hearings. And I'll turn it over to Todd Mon, our County Administrator.
I'll take it, Commissioner.
Actually, we'll let Patrick Thompson read the legal ad, and then we have a short presentation following that, and then we'll take any public comment.
All right, this is a public hearing being held by the County Commissioners of Queen Anne's County, 6:30 p.m., Tuesday, June 8th, 2021, at the Kent Island High School Auditorium located 900 Love Point Road, Stevensville, Maryland. The purpose of the hearing is to classify the properties in the Southern Kent Island Wastewater Subdistrict Phase 2, the Tower Garden subdivision, and to fix the amount of the sewer benefit assessment levy pursuant to Section 24-29 of the Code of Public Local Laws of Queen Anne's County. Definitions of the classes of property are contained in Resolution 1407 adopted by the County Commissioners on May 27, 2014, and amended August 28, 2018. The proposed benefit assessment was to be effective July 1st, 2021 for Class B properties, which are existing vacant lots of record within the sewer service area without a valid soil percolation test, is $27,920, which consists of a base cost of $2,320 and the economic benefit premium of $25,600. The base cost portion of the benefit assessment may be financed over a 20-year period at 1%. The economic benefit portion of the assessment may be financed over 30 years at 1%, with the principal portion of the economic benefit premium deferred for a period of up to 10 years, that is, paying interest only for the first 10 years unless a home is constructed. Specifics of the deferral are provided in a written notice provided to each Class B property owner. The proposed benefit assessment, which would also be effective July 1st, 2021 for Class C properties, existing vacant lots of record within the sewer service area with a valid soil percolation test, is solely the base cost of $2,320. The benefit assessment may be financed over a 20-year period at 1%. Prepayments on the assessment without penalty will be allowed. However, the assessment balance will not be reamortized. Only the term of the assessment will be reduced. Information concerning the benefit assessment and repayment options have been sent via certified mail to all affected Class B and Class C property owners. Class A properties, existing improved properties, will have a hearing on their assessment at a later date. Persons who wish to comment on the proposed amendment may do so at the hearing. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each, but written testimony of any length may be submitted before the hearing date to the Director of Public Works, 312 Safety Drive, Centerville, Maryland. If unable to attend the hearing, testimony can also be accomplished remotely via email, live video, and audio. All hearing sites are accessible to individuals with disabilities. Sign language interpreters and assistive listening systems are available. Todd?
All right, thank you very much, Patrick. All right, so we have a real brief presentation to kind of just give you the basics of the special benefit assessment. So we'll go through that now. This is for Phase 2, Tower Gardens, and this is for the vacant properties. As Patrick mentioned, we have two different classes. Class B, which is 17 properties. Those properties are those that do not have a valid percolation test, and Class C properties are two of those. Those are properties that have a valid percolation test, and the special benefit assessment is different for each of those for that reason. The overall project, next slide, please, for Phase 2 is 200 existing connections. Those connections are being made now. Again, this is for the vacant properties in Phase 2. Next slide, please. This is an overall map of the four-phase ski project. Tower Gardens is the southernmost community there on the bottom of the map. Next slide, please. Our assessment amount for Class B properties, we have two components for that, a base fee, which is $2,320 payable over 20 years, and all classes pay this particular fee. In addition to that, there's an economic benefit premium charge of $25,600 payable over up to 30 years, and that reflects the increased value in the increased property's value by transforming it from a unbuildable property to a buildable property. And then the principal can be deferred for the first 10 years if that property remains vacant. Next slide, please. The quarterly fees, now we talked about this for many years as monthly fees, but we do bill on a quarterly basis. For the first 10 years, if the property remains vacant, the base fee assessment per quarter would be $33. The economic benefit premium portion, interest only, is $63. Operations and maintenance, which includes the bay restoration fee, is $30 for a total quarterly bill of $126 while the property remains vacant. For the subsequent 20 years, if the property continues to remain vacant, the change here is the economic benefit premium begins to be paid off. That's the only change in this particular slide. You still pay the base fee at $33, the premium charge at $354, and O&M at $30 for a total quarterly fee of $417. Now, when the property gets built on, the O&M fee increases to $90 when they are connected, so that would amount to a $477 quarterly bill. Next slide, please. Class C properties, these are the two properties that have a valid perk test. All they are assessed is a base fee of $33, O&M of $30 for a quarterly fee of $63 while vacant, and that continues until they get a house built on them, and then the O&M fee increases to $90 for a total of $123. All of our assessments for the project are transferable. If the property is sold, our first billing will be about July 1st of this year. So that is the presentation. We can now open it up for any public comments on Phase 2, vacant properties. Okay, so we have no comments on the Phase 2. Is there anybody else that's here that would like to? On the Phase 2 project? Okay, come on up and state your name. And
Probably showing my ignorance here. My name is Robert Nissen. What is the percolation test exactly? If that's the word for it?
it would be, we typically don't do Q&A, but since we don't have a whole lot of folks here tonight, we'll go ahead and we can address that. But some properties have the ability to have an on-site septic system, which requires to have a percolation test that allows that to occur. Those two properties that have that could build a house without the public sewer system. The other properties that are being assessed a premium charge are unbuildable without the public sewer system in place.
And I currently have 3 lots, which I'm thinking about combining into 2, but building permits won't be issued until July 1st. And what happens if my other option is to combine them to 3 and then I'm done and I can't ever build. But if I combine them into 2 and then all of a sudden I don't get a building permit since they're not issued until July 1st, what happens then? Am I still stuck paying this $28,000 with property I can't build on?
If you have 3 properties, you'll be able to build on up to 3 of them.
I have 3 properties with a lot of floodplain and a lot of wetlands. Mm-hmm. And I have to, I've already had the county come out and look at it, and I don't know if it's the Maryland EPA guy, but we'll call him that. I don't know what exactly his title was. And he's like, on the 3rd property I was looking at, he said, we might be able to permit this. It's all wetland. He said, you can work around that, but I can't guarantee that. But if things can't be guaranteed and I have to make an irrevocable choice by July 1st, what am I supposed to do?
Well, we can look at that situation. Every situation is a bit unique, and we can address that with you specifically after the hearing tonight. We have some staff here that can help you with that, sir. Okay, thank you. Okay, is there anybody else that wishes to speak on Phase 2, Tower Gardens, vacant properties? close the hearing.
Close the hearing.
Okay.
Phase 2. And we'll open the hearing.
Well, we have to,
Oh, we have to wait.
we have about a 5-minute,
Okay. So we'll take a
Recess.
5-minute break till 6:45.
it records better.
Okay, we'll bring this meeting back to order for Phase 1.
Ready?
This is a public hearing being held by the County Commissioner of Queen Anne's County, 6:45 p.m., Tuesday, June 8th, 2021. at the Kent Island High School Auditorium, 900 Love Point Road, Stevensville, Maryland. The purpose of the hearing is to fix the amount of the sewer benefit assessment levy pursuant to Section 24-29 of the Code of Public Local Laws of Queen Anne's County within the Southern Kent Island Wastewater Subdistrict Phase 1, which is Kent Island Estates and Romancoke. The proposed benefit assessments, which would be effective July 1st, 2021 for Class A properties, which are existing improved properties as of May 27, 2014, within the sewer service area, is $15,220, which consists of a base cost of $2,320 and the septic tank effluent pump cost of $12,900. The sum of the base costs and the step costs may be financed over a 20-year period at 1%. Definition of the classes of property are contained in Resolution 1407 adopted by the County Commissioners on May 27, 2014, amended August 28, 2018. Prepayments on the assessment may be made without penalty. However, the assessment balance will not be reamortized. Only the term of the assessment will be reduced. Information concerning the benefit assessments and repayment options have been sent via certified mail to all affected Class A property owners. The person who wishes to comment on the proposed amendments may do so at this hearing. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each, but written testimony of any length can be submitted on or before the hearing date to the Director of Public Works. If unable to attend the hearing in person, testimony can also be accomplished via email, live video, and audio. All hearing sites are accessible to individuals with disability. Sign language interpreters and assistive listening systems are available. Todd, you have a short presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thompson. We have a short presentation here about the special benefit assessment for Phase 1, Kent Island Estates and Romancoke communities. Overall, this was the first phase of the project. We have 774 existing properties that are being assessed this evening as part of this project phase. Next slide, please. This is an overall map of the project area, the entire project area. Kent Island Estates and Romancoke is the almost the southernmost. You can see the communities there. Phase 1 listed, and it represents about 50% of the overall project. The first phase is 95% complete. All the conveyance systems are in place. Collection lines, distribution lines, we're making the final connections. They should be finished by the end of July. We did mail out certified service of notice to all the residents of this hearing this evening. And our original target charge of $100 per month that we estimated back in 2014, we are able to deliver on that promise from 2014. So that breaks down, the next slide please, shows the assessment. We have a base fee of $2,320 payable over 20 years. The septic tank effluent pump assessment, $12,900, also payable over 20 years. Now the county will maintain all of that equipment. The total assessment amount is $15,220. Our first billing will be July 1st of 2021, and that the assessment is transferable if the property is sold to a new owner. Next slide, please. Our quarterly fees, and these are quarterly, so not monthly. The base fee assessment for Class A properties, these are improved properties, $33 base fee. The step fee is $177, and operations and maintenance is $90, which also includes the state-required bay restoration fee, which was currently on, or previously on, your tax bill. That gets transferred over to your utility bill as part of a utility bill system. Total quarterly fee, $300 per quarter, which is $100 per month. And this last slide basically just shows an article back in 2014, June 2014, almost 7 years ago, when we first okayed the South Kent Island Sewer Project, and with a target charge of $100 per month. So we're pleased to deliver on that here this evening. And that concludes the presentation, so we can open it up for public comments. Okay. The two that you marked are the ones that want to speak? Okay. All right, our first individual here is, this is Richard Sells, 204 Queen Anne, Kent Island.
Thank you, Commissioners, and thank all of you who are out there watching tonight that put up with our septics in South Kent Island for 40 years or so. And you ask when this project started. Well, it really started about 35 years ago when John Nickerson began to recognize and report that we had septic effluent going into the bay and into the road ditches where our kids played and so forth. About 2004, the county helped really start to move it along. We had a meeting in our community hall in 2004 where John Nickerson and Alan Quimby presented a traditional sewer project. That proved to be too untimely, I guess would be the way to put it. But finally, after a lot of study and a lot of great work with our county public works and sanitary district folks and engineers, the project kicked off in 2014, and it came in now on schedule within days and on budget for the homeowners. So just want to say thank you to the sitting commissioners for pulling this through and making our community a whole lot better place to have our families and our kids, and a whole lot better for the bay than where we were 35 years ago. So thank you.
Okay, our next speaker is Calvin Martin from 215 Somerset Road.
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, I was confused about the cost, and I think y'all explained it well. I appreciate that, because I thought there was going to be the $300 plus another quarterly $300 for the operation and maintenance fee on top of that. But it's just the one sum that you're showing, right?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Right, yeah, because we're on a fixed income, and it would really throw things out of whack. I have an issue, and I've taken it up with the guys that did the installation, and they still haven't corrected the problem, and I don't know where to go from here. The tank is like 27 feet off from where it was supposed to have been set. I had all the paperwork, and the operator put the tank in the wrong place, and they were going to move it, and Dave McGlasson came out and put a flag for it, and then the guy that was doing the work just had it hooked up and said, we're not going to move it. My wife had sent emails and stuff like that, so all that was recorded. But when I walk out my front door, my tank, in which I have to give up the 5 feet right away on either side, is right down the middle of my front yard, and it's within 20 feet of my front door. The covers, the tank, and there's one clean out right next to it, which in the paperwork and the diagram that I have, it shows it putting it down by the road, and I have an 80-foot front yard, and they stuck it right in the middle. So where do I go from here? If I hired a contractor to do a job at my house and he didn't do it properly, one, he would not get paid properly, and I understand this is for the benefit of everybody and for the bay, but where do I go to get this resolved?
Well, we do have an office down there. I don't know if you've been to our ski office down there by the firehouse. So
Yeah.
we can meet you down there with the appropriate staff and the contractor and take a look at your situation and see if we
That'd be
can
fine.
make any adjustments.
Yeah, my wife will email y'all and let you know, as I work here locally, so
Okay.
any time is fine. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. We had some other folks sign the list. If anybody else would care to speak, only those two had listed they wanted to speak this evening. Does anybody else want to make any comments this evening? Okay. Do we have any comments on the Zoom or virtual or email comments? Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
You want to leave the record open for 2 weeks, or?
Yeah, we'll leave the record open for 2 weeks. Yep.
Yep, so if anybody else wants to make any comments, the record's open for 2 weeks. Submit those comments to us, and we will get those to the commissioners.
If you have any questions at this point, we do have 2 staff members here that can help you out.
You want to say anything about this or comments? No, I'd just like to say, Phil and I had the pleasure of sitting up here in June of 2014, and there was a great many people here. And Alan's sitting in the back now, but he was up here front and center when we were dealing with this. And I just, as a commissioners, and I'm going to talk for everybody, but we're very pleased with the project. We're very pleased that, we've been able to get this project done. And again, the biggest concerns that we heard 6 years ago was there's no way you're going to be able to do this for $100 a month. And, we delivered on that promise. And, we are now ahead of every other county in the state of Maryland in our nitrogen reductions and our WIP goals. So it's good for the county. Nobody likes an additional expense, but in the long run, I think this is going to be great for the Southern Kent Island communities. And, I'm going to close my comments because I forgot to say this earlier. It has nothing to do with Southern Kent Island sewer, but I'd like to give a shout out to Elaine McNeil. She retired today after 30 years with the Queen Anne's County school system. So that's all I have. Thanks. Anybody? No? You can go ahead and close it.
All right, we'll officially close the public hearings. Thank you again, everybody, for coming.